artistic.
Here's my junk.
Right.
I mean, 1986 was a shitty year.
Indeed.
This is the most milquetoast bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
See?
All right.
This is wrong.
I'll let you introduce this episode, because I don't know anything about Poison other than Rock of Love.
Okay, well, we're going to do Poison. Gosh, maybe Chris should talk about it. Look What the Cat Dragged In.
Ooh.
From the 80s. It's, it was like, they were like a hair metal band. They fell in the heavy metal genre, but they were kind of light on the metal part.
They were the heavy metal band that I would like.
Yeah.
Did they ever did they start off in any way like semi-legitimate? Were they ever like a punk band or anything, or like...
As I recall, their claim to fame was they were the band in Pittsburgh, and that's how they got signed. Like, somebody rolled in and said, who should I go listen to? You know, some guy that, one of those reps from a record company or whatever, like, oh, you gotta hear this band. Everybody loves this band, and it was Poison. And I think they've always been called Poison, and it was mostly Bret Michaels' idea. All of everything they did, how they dressed, everything was his idea. So he had a whole marketing idea in his head about how to get famous. And holy shit, it worked.
What I remember about this is, I'm going to guess this, I haven't looked it up, but I think this album came out in 87. And
oh no!
What I remember is I had just moved to Central Illinois from California, and Guns N' Roses was huge out there. Mm-hmm. And it hadn't hit here yet. Nobody knew about them. So I was like being the cool California girl and trying to impress people about my music knowledge. And Poison came out, and I was like, well, these guys aren't as good as Guns N' Roses. But my poppy background, I actually like Poison better than Guns N' Roses.
They definitely are more radio friendly right off the bat.
Yeah. And, I think listeners to the podcast know by now, I was all about the radio friendly bands. It was the 80s, and I loved it.
Side note, I think half of the albums we've done for this podcast have been 1986 or 1983. Mm-hmm. Take that as you will. But
well,
it was a great couple of years for music.
What's Chris's favorite music? Chopin and Culture Club and Poison? I don't know. She likes that Chopin guy.
That is so bad.
She likes that Chopin guy. And she likes that...
Aren't you glad I don't have a chopping list for you?
The Beethoven. Remember Beethoven? He has
that.
Baroque. Who's
not
Baroque?
Oh, Baroque is fun.
Is that really Bart?
That's the pop music of the, 1580s or something.
If it's not Baroque, don't...
I was a big fan of chamber music, especially if you added that thing that looks like a little tiny piano.
Pianette.
I don't know what it's called.
Harpsichord?
Sure. I would believe you. You can tell me anything. They called it Bob. Okay.
So it was my favorite things to imagine, like Scandal in like powdered wig times, or somebody's like, hey, did you see the way he took that I don't know any of the terminology.
His smile was lewd.
But I feel like this is a perfect tie-in, because this is kind of how Poison dressed.
Here's another question.
They're basically the Baroque.
Here's another question.
Siegfried's fashion sensibilities were really my sensibilities.
I understand that music is a conversation, style is a conversation. Everything people are always kind of all trying to squeeze into the same door at the same time type of thing. But the glam hair thing... Like, maybe the New York Dolls, because you're kind of getting from, like, punk, like, guys, like Bowie, people dressing like women.
Like, where did it start, you mean?
It's like, the mixture of at some point, like Black Sabbath met Ziggy Stardust, and then...
The first band that I remember that was really like that kind of, like, what they called a hair metal band was Quiet Riot. Mm-hmm. Come On, Feel the Noise. And they just, they had the ratted hair and the crazy outfits and the guys wearing makeup. And they weren't even that good at it, but they were the first.
When did it just verge into song, where it's just every song's exclusively about whistling at women, basically? So we're like the art rock aspect of glam rock goes away, and then it's just about come on, bitch.
I think if you go back and listen to those albums,
we're getting rowdy.
It's like in the 70s they had those. You have the Whistling at Woman song, like a couple of them, and then by the mid to late 80s, it was every song on the album except for the ballads that you got played on the radio. You know, you'd always have those one or two slow songs. So for women they would, all right, I'll go see this stupid band with you. They have that one song that's okay.
Yeah, so I think you could trace those threads from many different, areas.
They were all just trying to get on the radio. It doesn't really matter. Like, you can talk about posers and crap all you want to, but everybody had to get on the radio or they weren't getting a contract for another album. Like, so they were all doing whatever they could to get noticed.
So it was like they took the harder rock of like Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and the harder rocking stuff of the 70s, stripped that of the blues for the most part, incorporated some of the glam of the glam rock, some of punk, like some things from punk, and then just added in a big dose of stupid. Let me stop you.
This falls into that category where in the late 70s, where 80 to 90% of everybody in this country was listening to disco. And then there was this little tiny population of people that were just like, disco sucks. And so there was this teeny little, yet almost never even heard about it, pile of bands like Cheap Trick. And, they had a couple of hits. They existed. Foghat. There was some that were still doing like rock and roll. And I think this was like an evolution of that. This is like the LA version of that. Like where, hey, it's got to be bigger. Everything's hairier, bigger, and makeup, and lights, and guys wearing high-heeled boots and shooting flames. It's this weird Kiss / Aerosmith type thing, and it had a baby, and it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're finding like more of the birthing influence, Aerosmith and Kiss. Kiss got started in like 74, 75-ish, mid-70s, right?
Yeah, because there were bands in the 70s that were doing lots of hair and makeup.
Yeah,
but not flashy. It was more like, we're dirty, and look, I have this bottle of Jack Daniels, and I'm a party guy.
Bowie was doing stuff in the 70s, right?
That was glam rock. That was a little more...
But he was never like, here's my junk.
Right.
I mean, he was implying that, but he wasn't just blatantly saying.
But he was doing a stylistic makeup and stylistic hair, and Kiss had stylistic hair and makeup as well. Totally different genres.
But it wasn't.
David Bowie was like the weird ant of the two genres that ran into each other. He was there. They were looking at it.
He was intelligently campy at times. So, like Queen, you could throw Queen in there too.
Yeah.
But there was intelligence behind it, and like.
Well, we could argue about what their influences were all day long, but it's just...
I'm just saying, God, I just want to bitch.
All these things
That's exactly what they were saying.
They just converged into this fun, 80s was not... Like, listen to the music of the 80s, and the overriding factor is it's all about having a good time, and because nobody was really having that great of a time.
Don't they have a song called Have a Good Time?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I need to point out, though, that I was, in 1987, 14 years old, so I was just a horny teenager. So this band really appealed to this whole album just appealed to me on that level.
Hey, I was one.
I wanted to talk dirty to somebody.
I mean, I was at least 6
Didn't really know
old.
how and didn't know who, but somebody, somewhere.
I don't know what this is all about, but I want in.
Yeah, it was exactly that.
I have you beat. I was sucking on my mama's teeth. All right.
I was totally getting tit.
Well, hopefully she was not talking dirty to you while you did.
All right, last thing in the intro, I just want to say, hey, Bret Michaels, wherever you are, bring back Rock of Love if you ever listen to this.
God.
I loved Rock of Love. That was far better than anything he ever did musically.
That's
That
right.
show is the bomb.
Women willing to sell their souls to get on TV. Boom.
Oh, I remember.
Sorry, let's clarify. Women in their 40s.
There was a couple of.
Can we talk about Rock of Love for?
No, but the interesting
2
part was that they
minutes.
were women in their 40s. Sure, there were
Mostly.
women in their 20s. Who cares?
Okay, so Rock of Love. Remember, I don't know how many seasons of that they did. I don't know which one I watched, but I remember one of them where he was like painfully trying to decide between these two women in the finale. One of them was like total bimbo, clearly had a ton of plastic surgery. She's just like you could tell part of his brain.
But her oral abilities were amazing, and he made that clear between the lines.
I was not watching this show, just for the record. I did not watch any of this.
Oh, I watched it because I had nothing to do. That was another time I was not working.
So like clearly one of these women were like tons of plastic surgery, total bimbo, like dumb, apparently, and the other one was like clearly more attractive, but she didn't have giant fake boobs, and he was
And
like,
she had like 3 kids
he
or
was like,
something, didn't she?
yeah, and he was like, I don't know, dude, I
Reasonably
can't.
intelligent woman
And he was there crying,
of
like
an appropriate
like
age.
he was.
I remember, I watched it.
he was like in tears, like I can't decide.
I mean, I watched
this
it
is so hard. Like, what are you talking about? And he actually ended up choosing the right woman, and then they got divorced immediately. So
No,
Wasn't
actually,
he like already married or something?
yeah, he got back with his wife at the end. That was the end of that show.
Oh,
he
yeah.
he got back with his wife.
oh yeah, because I remember she would show. Was that his wife? Because I remember that woman would show up, and she's like,
Yeah.
"I have all you beat, you dumb."
Yeah, there
She's
was
like,
this
"I was
chick
on
that would
every
just-
Poison tour."
She's like, and she was like 6 feet tall, brunette, just big boobs and everything that, looks
Wait,
wise.
you guys are talking about the season where it was all a complete sham because he was already married and absolutely not leaving his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
So
probably.
you're telling me he's a great actor that got a whole lot ahead during this season of programming?
Ziggy.
I got him.
Yeah, but yeah. So I didn't know that was his ex-wife. I thought it was just because he'd always say, "Here's my friend." Like, here's my friend who used to tour
I'm
with
not
us.
even sure it was an ex.
Oh, yeah.
Here's
It
my
all-
friend. And she would show up and basically just like
It all fell apart.
slut shame the rest of the women on the show. Anyway,
Yeah.
All right,
well,
we're
then
15
he had,
minutes
see,
in.
this is what you don't know.
ready?
The end of that, he had a whole series after that. It was like Rock of Love, I'm back with my wife. It was all this
And everybody
crazy
said,
shit.
good luck, and we're not watching.
Oh, I watched it for a while because I just like to see all the shit he bought. He had like Lamborghinis, he had Harleys, he had every toy any man that had completely ridiculous amounts of disposable income. Like every toy you ever thought, hey, I'd like to have my own recording studio in my basement. Boom! His basement's a recording studio. His garage is filled with Lamborghinis. Like that kind of crap. He bought everything a 12-year-old boy thinks they want in the world.
And then he had a brain aneurysm.
How did he not already have all the stuff that a 12-year-old wants?
I thought he died.
He's been 12 years
Yeah,
old
but they had
for
a
40
show where he
years.
just was playing with it. Like, you got to watch him, like I'm back with my wife, and here's my yellow Lamborghini, and I live in the middle of Arizona, so I can drive it as fast as I want anywhere I go. And-
Let's just say it's a miracle he's not dead, because
It's
I
fun
think
to
he
be
did
Bret
die.
Michaels.
All right, let's listen to where
No,
he
I don't think he's
started.
dead. He's not dead.
I think he technically died for like
Oh, well, okay.
5 minutes.
Nah, he's
That
fine.
sounds
Came back to life because
People like
Bret
that
and
never-
Michaels.
Yeah, his name is Brett.
Love
They're
him. I
indestructible.
know. All the Bretts have to stick together.
They're like
Yeah.
the cockroaches of the
Even
Brett
if they did
world.
lose a T.
I had something else to say. No.
He lost a T for Hollywood.
All right.
Like Velociraptor dog.
What is his deal? Why is he just laying
Velociraptor.
down?
He's a Velociraptor.
All right. Any final? Okay. So we've covered his entire life.
Nope. He's dead now.
I don't know what he's been doing since Rock of Love. I don't care. Wait, he's probably he's toured with Poison.
He's been here a couple of
since-
times.
Yeah, he does not with Poison. And,
No, it's not Poison.
As of
It's
right
Bret
now.
Michaels coming here. I
It's
don't
the
know
Bret
who's
Michaels
back
band.
there.
Yeah. So it's.
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't
Why
get
haven't I
along with
seen
that.
him?
I don't know why I haven't gone.
Love
He
Bret
doesn't-
Michaels.
I got at least 3 girlfriends I can name right now that
Legally-
would go with me.
I actually
All right,
know
that's-
this.
I don't
Now
need you two,
Oh my
motherfuckers.
God.
I can just go with my girlfriend.
We're going back to the
He
beginning.
legally
Ready?
can't.
Here's Cry Tough.
He can't say he's poisoned because that CC guy that was a guitarist owns half of the name. And he doesn't want to tour with him
CC.
Because he's a drug addict nut job. And of all the things you can question about Bret Michaels, the one thing it turns out he isn't is a drug addict. He's cleaned himself up. His biggest problem was he was diabetic and he didn't take care of himself very well.
Oh my god, this is
This is called Cry Boy?
Cry Tough.
Cry Tough, sorry.
This is kind of...
Opener?
This is semi-tasteful. Yeah, for the record, I've never heard... This is the first one we've done where I have not heard any of these songs. Oh, Talk Dirty to Me. Yeah, sorry, damn it. I can't lean back.
You've never listened to this whole album?
No. So this is the first one where I've...
Definitely
Talk Dirty to Me.
required listening in my teens.
I'm gonna try not to yell.
I had this tape and I listened to it a lot.
So I'm gonna try not to yell, but I can't lean back any further. But yes.
Right. So this is their declarative song is all about how we're a band and we're gonna.
It's all about you live out on the streets and you gotta cry tough.
So this is
you can cry, but you gotta cry tough.
You gotta make your shit happen.
So this is their first album, yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of tasteful. It's like musically. I mean, I don't know what he's saying.
The opening song. This song's pretty conservative in terms of sound.
I mean, I already hate it, but it could be worse.
It's very mainstream rock, poppy.
Cry tough.
On the street. Your dreams have. Oh yeah, this is all about we're a band in LA trying to make it.
Are you sure
Except apparently they're in Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh. But he wanted to be a Hollywood band, and they moved him out there knowing exactly what would... They're just like, he's going to go over like gangbusters. Over 6 feet tall, blonde guy, screaming on the friggin' microphone.
With all that hair.
86 seems a bit late to have gotten started as a hair metal band. Like it's like a prominent one.
It was towards the end of that hair metal.
Yeah.
Were they relatively... How old were they at this point? Because I know they weren't 14.
I figured they're all in their 30s by the time.
Are you sure
they were old for that, too.
No, I mean, like, all those hair bands, they're all, like, older than by the time they make it.
Well, I mean, according to whatever they've put on... Can you do some research? Can you look up...
I can't, actually. My phone is awake.
Here. Do some research for me.
Wait here.
Frog Dog.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull an Indiana Jones.
Oh.
Yes. Today I was looking up
out on the street.
What's the circumference of a soccer ball? I am full on.
Your head.
I gotta remember what
I'm
circumference
full on World
means.
Cup fever.
God.
I've spent the last week.
I watched Nigeria beat.
Oh God.
Switzerland today. It was the most boring thing I've ever watched. I was really on my phone the entire time. But I did back it up and watch every time they scored a goal.
I would like to point out
2 times they
Bret
scored
Michaels,
a goal.
the 1T
okay,
is
here's
his given name. Michaels is his middle name. Michael is his middle name. Really, we're already in a commercial?
What's his real last name then?
Sycheck. Sychak.
That's what it. Come on,
Bret Sycheck. That's badass. Why would you change your name from that? Sorry.
You're the only person I know that has a name that you could immediately transition into any kind of celebrity.
So he was born in...
My name is Brett Warren! It was Brett Warren from the beginning!
Why the hell would you change your name? Like Bret Sycheck.
I know.
That's
you know what I was
badass.
Gonna be? You know what I was going to be when I got famous? I was going to be Jason Lee. And then it turned out somebody else did it first.
Yeah, turns out Bruce Lee had a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
I'm really hoping this is a Who
coolest
cover.
Kid named Jason.
I have an answer to your question.
Hold on, please tell me this is a Who cover. I Want Action. Please tell. Oh no. Oh no. The Who is Let's See Action.
No, this was like their second hit off this album. I Want Action is coming up, folks.
All right, if I'm right about the year this came out, approximately 25 when this album was released.
So he was relatively young.
Wow, this is horrifying.
Because I was always surprised to find out that usually they were in their 30s.
Tonight. I want candy tonight.
Alright, now we're into the...
Now we're into the party rock.
All right, why did that first song feel like it lasted 15 minutes?
It was not the best song on this album. I don't know why they made that the first one.
Get out.
That's a bad producer right there. Who produced this crap?
This is even worse than Tapestry because I don't have a power cord here, and I don't even have the option to not do this.
I need tonight. You got the love I need
terrible.
tonight.
This is only good because I was 14 when it came out. It has no redeeming qualities.
Wait a minute, it was fun.
It was fun.
It's like Van Halen. I keep arguing with him all the time.
Oh my god!
I loved Van Halen.
Whoa. My Indiana Jones move failed.
Let's see action. I wish I was listening to The Who right now.
No, you don't.
Let's see action. Let's see people.
Oh, we gotta break it down.
Oh yeah, the blatant sexism in these songs is indefensible.
Let me just say it's that dumb.
How do you go back to 1987 and say it's just like no?
It's indefensible now.
Yeah.
No, okay, no. I don't give a shit about what they're saying. It's just gonna be dumb. I'm horny. Rock. No, what drives me nuts is
I want action.
Like with the majority of like the hair metal thing, it's the dumb middle of the road like where it's not punk,
right?
It's not any kind of alternative new wave thing, but it's not any kind of intricate hard rock. It's just this. I'm horny and I'm slapping on the drums. Horny. Slapping on the drums.
As I recall, the only people that liked the 80s were rich people. It's like they made out like bandits.
I'm just gonna 1986 was a year.
Indeed.
I think musically, 86, 87,
was the last
88.
good year I had because everything after that sucked. I was still blissfully ignorant of everything.
Here's I Won't Forget You until
first ballad.
Until I bone you again.
I won't forget you, baby.
Until I bone you again. I won't forget you.
Until I bone your sister, maybe?
Until I bone you.
There were some of those. There were some Chris, shut up. There were some songs like that, you know.
Yes.
I didn't know because I wasn't paying much attention until I got older, and I'd be like, is this guy saying that he's like, I won't forget you, except, oops, I slept with your sister. Like, that's really a thing.
Oh, my favorite example of the love song that kind of went wrong was the Extreme. The baby. Prove. Basically, the whole song is "Baby, prove you love me, baby." Why don't get over here and get on this. Don't just tell me you love me.
Words.
Show me you love me, baby.
No, but see, he won't forget you. I'm going to sleep with 200 other chicks before I see you again, but I will not forget you.
I'm definitely going to remember it.
Want some, need some, blame it on you, number one bad boy. Let me go to the show.
Oh, okay. All right, let me focus on the music. It's boring.
I could forget you.
No.
I won't forget you, even though
you don't even know. Women love this in the 80s.
Sure.
He won't forget me. Like, they didn't hear the part. They didn't hear the part that I was talking about where he said, I won't forget you while I'm sleeping with 200 other chicks. He didn't say that part. It was in the line.
Oh my god, the album cover.
Okay, I'm going to turn up just a bit for a second.
Because we're going to break it down for 8 measures.
No, it's boring.
All music is boring to somebody.
I love Bret Michaels, though. I mean, Ziggy loves Bret Michaels. I've never seen him so happy.
He can't bring himself down.
He's like skinny.
And I know he can hear it because he has super doggy hearing.
I know. I get later.
Forget you. Are there really any words to this song besides "I won't forget you, baby"?
I won't forget you, baby.
Oh man. Okay, here's one thing. Bret Michaels is. Hey, Bret Michaels
smells terrific.
I should.
Hey, Bret Michaels, if you're ever listening to this, mute it for a second. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, you're a singer. So hopefully you muted it. Yeah, he's a horrible singer. He has all right, here's Look What the Cat Dragged. Oh,
no.
Play Dirty. This is Play
Dirty. I don't
Dirty.
even remember this song.
There's Play Dirty.
Play Dirty.
Yeah, so sorry, Bret Michaels, you are a god-awful vocalist.
That might be why I never went to see him.
Super forgettable. He has that one stupid vocal tick where he just does the meow, like...
Oh yeah, everything's got an extra syllable.
Where he can't quite do the Axl Rose. And Axl Rose isn't even a good singer, really. So he does like a...
What are you talking about? He has the vocal range of a castrated gnat.
He has half the vocal range of Axl Rose, who has the vocal range of Axl Rose.
Of a raccoon.
Of a raccoon. That makes sense to me. But what was the album after Hot Space? Should have done that.
Quattro.
So we talked about... Wait, what was it? Before Hot Space was... some kind...
Play the game.
Kind of Magic... No, wait, no. We figured that out. It was Hot Space, Kind of Magic was 86. And then the one where they're all, like, naked and have, like... They're, like, all sharing a head, like the Monty Python... what's that in Monty Python? With, like, the Knights of the Three Head?
Yeah.
Like, Queen did that album cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Innuendo?
Yeah. But I think everybody forgets how many... They put out, like, 4 or 5 awful albums... before Freddie Mercury died.
It was really, really, like, popular to put out a crappy album in the 80s.
Yeah,
you could get away with putting out.
And that's the thing, like, people
music.
loved Freddie Mercury so much that they've just blocked out the fact that Queen were horrible in the 80s. And I'm talking about Queen. Like, sorry. Alright, let me try to analyze what's going on here.
No, this isn't a forgettable
I'm going full
song.
on Tapestry.
It's all Play Dirty.
If we're gonna run out of battery.
Tapestry.
Yeah, this one's stupid.
I bet
Play Dirty. It's just a dumb...
Wikipedia doesn't even have an entry for this song.
It's just a dumb filler
That's
song.
how bad it is.
I bet Carole King had something to do with this.
It's just a filler song. They have those
But the
sometimes.
next one is really good.
That'd be awesome.
That's really good.
That'd be
The
awesome.
last song on the first side of the tape and the first song on the second side of the tape are the best songs on the album.
That'd be sweet if Carole King was like a ghostwriter for Poison.
No, they're better than that.
You're right. I apologize. Mea culpa.
Dirty. Yeah, this is terrible.
At least these guys have the basic understanding of how to write a pop song. Verse,
As
chorus,
evidenced by...
verse, chorus, verse, mother. It's fun. There's a formula for a reason. It's because it works. Go listen to music now. It's the same Like, everything you hear on pop radio is the same crap we listened to in the 80s. It's just not as good because you're old.
Are they just going to say play dirty over and over again for another minute?
Yeah, it's almost over.
Okay, I'm going to just... You wake me up when this song is over.
We should have done the OU812.
Well, it's so short you can probably do both of them.
That's good.
Alright, Chris wants to hear this song.
Pause for the best song on the album.
Look what the cat dragged
Oh
in.
my
Look what the cat
God.
dragged in. It's
'Cause
hard
Chris
rocking. It's
because
heavy
Chris-
metalish.
Chris was this big party girl in 1987.
I was trying to develop a persona. I was in a new city, a new school. I got to make up a whole new personality for myself. This worked. I was super popular. If it wasn't for the hangover, I'd swear I was dead.
We are 5
How
songs
can you beat a
in.
line like that?
We are 5 songs in.
Look what the cat dragged in. Living my life, sin after sin. Goes on, gonna do it again. Oh my God. Look what the cat dragged in. You gotta say it right.
Eon. Sin after sin.
This song is kind of salvaging it a little bit.
It's just fun. You just can't do anything because it's fun.
It's a Friday
You're
night
funny that way,
party
Brett.
album.
You
That's
can't
all it
listen
is.
to it and just go, yeah, it's fun. Whatever. You're like,
No, you.
these lyrics are vapid. Yep.
I never listen to lyrics.
No, that's my thing.
Okay, so I was like this close to declaring this Tapestry 2.
Oh.
You know what? There's an overriding theme to songs that Chris likes. She likes to bounce when she dances.
This is
and
a
this
great
is a
running
bouncing,
song. This is totally on my running
Should've
This
done
is
playlist.
a
Culture
bouncy
Club.
ass song. It's bouncy.
Check
If there is an overriding definition of what Chris likes in an upbeat song, is it bouncy? Can I dance to it while I'm doing this? Bounce, 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 bounce.
I feel like
nothing beats Lust for Life, but this is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this podcast is like an ongoing series of me just completely losing interest in music.
It's also a good tempo for CPR, I believe.
All right, we got 39 minutes on the battery. Good thing there's only 3 songs left. Here's Talk Dirty to Me.
Talk Dirty to Me.
I remember this song from Guitar Hero 3. Ziglet, what do you think about this?
Excellent work, Ziglet. You're finally going to calm yourself down. Get to
And they're driving.
I gotta have you. Oh, yes, I do. I never stay out late. I can hardly wait.
It was like in the rare occasions when dogs actually seem like they're more intelligent than humans. I think it's just because they have better judgmental eyes. They can... Oh, God.
I'm probably not supposed to just sing along with the whole thing.
Did he sing this to any of the
I bet he
women
did.
on...
No, it was all...
No, it was Every Rose Has a Thorn. Because they only wanted to pay for one friggin' song.
No, wait, the rose... No, what was on the show? It wasn't a rose. The rose is like the thing on The Bachelor.
That's the one he sang all the time.
No, what would he give the women on... I wish I could sit back.
A venereal disease.
No, it's like on any dating...
Welcome to the world of HPV.
Like dating reality show where they... What would he give... Was it a rose? I thought that was just
Every Rose
the
Has a
That was
Thorn.
The Bachelor.
It was like a key, right?
To his room so they could go blow him?
Yeah.
Yeah!
God, that show is disgusting.
All right.
It was disgusting.
It's like, here's the key to my heart.
There's a guy that's like roughly 10 years older than me, flaunting around a teenager, raging with hormones. Oh, I really care so much about you. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
I'll say something nice. They did Cheap Trick better than Cheap Trick with this song.
Oh,
Burn!
Sick burn.
I will give you that. Because I'm not from here, and people in
This is totally Cheap Trick.
people in California didn't give a shit about Cheap Trick.
No.
Oh, you got to cut that out. I'm gonna get in trouble.
No, it's just I don't get it. What they did,
I don't know.
What this
I'm
is just
not
a
in the
low
mood.
rent that happened 5 years earlier than this. This is just a slightly poppier version of even bands that were pretty poppy to begin with, like Rat and Cinderella and all that crap.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, you singing this actually makes this more entertaining.
Baby.
I don't know. I can't do it. Like I'm very close to Tapestry.
I can't believe that this album is annoying you.
I'm sorry.
I'm shocked. I am so shocked. No,
Commercial.
really. I am
Oral
so
B.
shocked that Bret is listening to some hair metal band from the 80s and it's annoying him. I am just... What? Mind...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? No bueno, man. No
Bueno.
It's like somebody is shooting milk into one ear and white bread into the other ear.
Milk and white bread.
And Ambien straight up my bum hole.
That's all we
really
could
good
afford
French
to.
toast.
That's all we could afford to eat back then.
Okay.
I remember when Kroger's had the 16-cent loaf of bread, and then you would have to look.
All right.
Should I get the 69-cent bologna, or should I splurge and spend $1 and get the bologna that actually tastes like something?
Here's want some, need some. I assume
Want
he's talking
some,
about
need
vagina.
No, he's talking about
Let's
Coca-Cola.
And I'm sorry this is very loud. I just can't lean back. I'm on a leash.
That's Chris's fault.
Carole King, I'm sorry. You're not the worst thing ever.
Oh, I
Oh,
disagree
no,
with
I
that.
strongly disagree with
Tapestry
that.
still holds the...
I just threw the gauntlet down.
Oh, God.
Tapestry holds the record.
Well,
I
it's not
know.
going to get better from here.
The
We've listened
worst
to all
album.
the good songs on this album.
Yeah.
This is the point where you stop listening to the tape and, go to the party you were heading to.
Oh my God.
So...
Is there anything left on here that's any good? I don't think
No.
there's anything left.
There really
even,
isn't anything left.
There's nothing even
The
that got played
battery
on the
can
radio.
run out now on the computer.
Yeah, I think it was at
So final
30%.
thoughts.
Blame it on you.
No, I got nothing.
We still got
Number one bad boy.
we still have 32%.
And let me go to the show.
So at least it's a short album. Is that the moral of the story here?
the ones
moral
that
of the
are
story
good
is-
are really good.
What are you talking
Mine-
about?
It's
Okay.
fun.
What point was good here? This is the most milquetoast bull I've ever heard in my life.
See, you're doing that
It's
thing.
not James Taylor.
You're not. You kind of.
Okay, at least Carole King Tapestry. I could latch on to this idea of, oh my God, it's so awful, and I could shut off my brain. This where I could say, where I could actively distance myself from really horrible dips in quality. This is just like, if you're just looking at a graph of like good to this is just like constantly subpar. Like there's nothing to it. I'm going insane. I'm sorry. I hate this worse than Tapestry.
I
I
do
don't
not
even know
hate-
how that could be.
I'll give you that the next 4 songs are all white noise.
I'm kidding.
I'm not even
I
gonna
don't.
argue with
Nothing
that.
is that bad, but
Nothing
this
is
is
as bad as Tapestry.
this is
You have to be exaggerating.
That's like calling somebody a pedophile. You
All right.
can't
That's
go
like when
there.
that's like when people talk about politics on Facebook and they go, "You're like Hitler." It's like, are you really?
Yeah. Carole Tapestry is the
Okay,
new Hitler.
Tapestry
Fine.
is like the worst.
out of the 18 episodes we've done. This is it.
Sure.
It's your second
This
least
is
favorite?
no musically. No, not us. This album.
I don't understand why
is
you're so
elite.
mad about a bologna sandwich of music.
Oh God.
Like he's so mad about it.
Thank you for describing what I was thinking. This is
Like,
this is a bologna and yellow cheese sandwich.
not
of
even yellow
music.
cheese, just bologna with some Miracle Whip on it.
Oh my God, it hurts. Like it never goes out of the same like boring frequency range.
You know what's great about
Okay, I'll give you this song in particular.
you know what's great about this part of the
Probably the
album?
next 4.
This is the part where Chris would like fall asleep and it would
one's
still
so
be
good.
playing in her headphones or whatever, and
Yeah,
she
I
would
don't-
just be like,
Okay.
"Is there any more songs to this album? I don't even know."
As far as I'm concerned, this album has 6 songs on it, and one of them doesn't matter.
I think it's funny how we can listen to it basically all the way through with only one commercial break from Spotify.
Yeah, it's got 6. It's got you listen to the first 6 songs. Number 4 is.
Are we on the
kinda
new
dumb.
one? Is this?
This is called "Blame It on You." And honestly, I don't remember hearing this, so
Oh, this
as
sounds
much
like
as I listened to that tape, I think I just fast forwarded it and started it over.
this sounds like Dr. Feelgood.
Now he makes me feel like I would love to hear what he thinks about an album like Rat Out of the Cellar, because it was one of the early like 1983, 84 albums that they were considered quite innovative, and I found them after that first album quite boring. Like you're not doing anything different or interesting, and everybody was just like, aren't they just the craziest, greatest? He just doesn't get it. The 80s were not what he thinks they were. He has this bubble of...
I can't do it. Carole King, you didn't.
Don't
lose.
Stop it.
You can't keep calling into
Okay.
Carole King does not play into this.
You can't go nuclear every fucking time.
This is not nuclear level bad.
What's the actual last song? Because I'm not going into the deep cuts of this.
The last one, there's 2 more. Number 1, Bad Boy, and then Let Me Go to the Show.
Okay. And then we're gonna listen to some Whitney Houston.
And then...
How's it so light out?
Okay, you know what? If we're going to torture Brent, you can torture me with some Whitney Houston.
We'll go until the battery dies.
Act like you don't like Whitney Houston.
You don't need...
We have 16 minutes.
I have some serious issues with Whitney Houston.
We'll probably make it to the end of this
Oh,
album.
for crying out loud. You should just call it. Just...
Well, I don't know. We
All
might
right,
say
final
something funny in
thoughts.
the next 5 minutes.
let's just go to final thoughts because nobody likes this. We're done with the parts that Chris likes. We're done with the parts I like.
Okay, I'm going to
Brett
go
hates
first.
everything
I'm
about
on this one
this.
because Brett clearly needs to close it out.
Ow. All right.
All right, my final thoughts are:
Who wanted to do this?
I liked this 6-month period of my year that I was 14 because it was the only 6-month period in my whole life that I was popular at school, and that was pretty great.
Here's number one bad boy.
Pretending to be somebody else works, guys. Do it. Go for it. Commit. Be a whole other person. People will like you for at least 6 months, and then you can move away and start over. It's fine.
I would like to get this over with, but we still have 2 songs until
We're doing
it's
final
over.
thoughts while the 2 songs play.
Right. Oh.
Okay, Brett, your final thoughts.
Ow.
I think we know what they are.
This one
You've been
hurt.
on it all the whole time.
I enjoyed my Poison period.
Talk Dirty to Me is an entertaining song. They have the frequency range of a insect
He
that
just
rubs
turned
its
into a drunk
legs
Malcolm
together.
McDowell.
Yeah, Poison has the melodic frequency range of some insect that just rubs its legs together. When you just think of musical color, they're just it does not variate.
It's a pleasant color.
It's boring as shit. But it wasn't as boring as Invisible Touch, so I will say that.
Yeah, some albums you just...
I had a really bad time with Invisible Touch.
I'm going to throw it out there. I think I've said it before, but...
I love you, Bret Michaels. The rest of your band.
I find it really interesting that I think I figured it out when I was a teenager. It's just there's only 2 songs I like on this album. I'm just going to listen to those 2 songs.
What was the second one?
Talk Dirty to Me and Look What the Cat Dragged In.
And
I Want Action Tonight. That's a perfectly good song.
Hilariously.
How come you didn't want to do the one with Every Rose Has Its Thorns?
Because that's literally the only song on it that's good.
Yeah.
We can do that right now if
Oh
you
my
want
god,
to.
we almost made it 50 minutes. Okay, I'm going...
Anyway, my final thoughts. Boom.
Alright, well, we still have to get
Poison
the last...
is ridiculous. It's silly and retarded. And it's fine. I don't care. I like that sometimes.
I hate my life.
Brett wants everything to be complicated and
Ziggy's
hard.
gonna fix
Ziggy's gonna help you. Look, he can help you.
I can make you feel better. I don't even have to hump you. We can just cuddle.
You look upset. Can I help you?
Ziggy says we can just cuddle. We can just lay here together. Aww.
You look like you're in mental pain. Let me help you.
I know I say this every time, but this one broke me very hard.
You say that every time.
This album broke me.
I am unsure about music at this point. I don't think I can do it anymore.
No, I have to do this podcast.
I wanted to put an ice pick in my own eye.
I agree.
That was
King broke me like the Nazi party. Boom.
Whoever the guitarist is of Poison, he's playing the same thing in every song. It's the same guitar riff. I'm going insane. This is a nightmare. This is horrible. This gets a 3 out of something. I don't give a Oh, but the Ziglet knows I'm...
You're agitated and
he's trying to help you. He's trying to help.
Appreciate it. Let's make out.
Kisses. No, kisses. Hey!
You can calm him down by just gently putting your hand on his belly.
Sit. Last thought.
First 6 songs. Perfectly fine album. We could have stopped there. Nice short album.
Yeah, I don't really...
Jason, your final thoughts.
Yeah, I give it a solid C.
That's generous.
It's very poppy. It's fun when you've been drinking and you want to bop around and stuff.
I feel like I give it a C+.
What was the
other thing that
it is exactly what it intended to be.
The thing that got them popular was their live show. Nobody can hear the guitarist anyway at live shows.
So completely middle of the road and milquetoast was what they were aiming for.
Boom! Nailed it. All right.
Can I bite your dog?
Yeah. Wait, that brings up an interesting point.
Look at this sweet cod piece. I mean, I'm the only person who can see it. This awesome giant red cod piece.
Are we talking about an age difference?
Candy!
I like some R&B.
Yeah.
Give it up,
I
give the whole thing a 5.3 out of 20.
Woo! 7.65 Richter scale.
I'm enjoying my night immensely.
Whoever that 19th subscriber is, wherever you are,
Winner!
one day we'll find that person.
My brothers will eventually.
Oh,
We'll get him.
I really hope that saved.